Hi everyone, it's Tharix here. So yesterday I posted on the Australian New Zealand Overwatch Facebook community group, and I said in a post that I wanted to be able to record Overwatch on my GTX 1070 setup. I normally run on medium settings, and I have my FPS capped at the monitor refresh rate, so you usually get about 6970 is where Overwatch will cap that up for a 60Hz monitor. So what I wanted to do is be able to record my gameplay, but the problem was I was getting about 30 to 40 frames per second, and I thought my GPU should be able to do way better than that. So I go post on the page, and I'm just going to flick through the post right now. People were saying things like, I have a 1060 and I record at 1080p and 60 frames per second, and someone's like, yeah, I can do that too. And then thanks to Taroth, he's like, oh, well, I use NVIDIA Shadowplay. And I was like, oh, NVIDIA Shadowplay, like it's actually called the share function now, like that has a way worse name now. This is just a summary for anyone who's already on the page. But the problem for me is I don't want to use NVIDIA Shadowplay because you don't have that sort of functionality that you have with OBS Studio. You can have this box here, you can record multiple channels of audio, and you can have like an overlay maybe down here eventually. I don't want to record my webcam separately. I don't want to record the gameplay footage separately and a bunch of different audio in Audacity. It just sounds like a nightmare. I just want to do OBS Studio and make it work. And I thought today, well, why not just, if NVIDIA Shadow works, then why doesn't OBS? So I just went into the encoding settings and what do you know, just turn it onto the GPU and like, let's have a look here. Like, I mean, I'm already in Overwatch and you can probably see up here that the FPS is not too bad. It's dropping down to 60 in the menu. But let's just run with someone with a bit of particles. Let's go May. So I've got about 140, 150 frames per second here. So I have uncapped going with May. I'm just trying to look at the FPS whilst also just randomly spraying snow. It's about 130 frames per second there. Tested this before, and if you just go and look at towards the background, you get like 220 frames per second, 180 minimum. And if I go look at this background over here, well then it's even better because I think the background's just pretty static. So you can even push up near 250 frames per second. Mostly 240 is the max, is like the high. But yeah, apparently this is just how you do it. You just, if you want to use OBS Studio like I wanted to, then just go into the encoding settings. I'm just going to read these out. You go into OBS Studio and you go to output, change the encoder from X264, which is using your CPU, and use an NVENC H.264 encoder. NV stands for NVIDIA, so it's for NVIDIA graphics cards encoding. I'm using a rate control of QCP and a QCP value of 23. I got these numbers for how to do a high quality broadcast on OBS, on Open Broadcast Software Studio's website. There's a page, and I'll just link that page in the description of this YouTube video. But yeah, this is, appears I've figured it out, guys. So if anyone's actually interested, oops, I've just jumped out of training because I was busy looking at something else. It appears to work. So if you guys want to record using your graphics card and you've got an old 3570K processor like me and not very good cooling in your PC and you can't really overclock it yet, then this appears to be a pretty good solution. Let me know what you think about the quality, guys, if maybe I've missed something, but it appears to work pretty well. And hopefully, and then I imagine there's an alpha. Did he just jump in the way of the bot? That was weird. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for all the help, for all you guys on the forums, particularly Taroth for giving me, you know, telling me about Shadowplay and telling me that OBS Studio really bottlenecks on the CPU. And then I just kind of thought, well, let's just make OBS use the GPU instead, and it appears to work. So thanks, guys.